Hello, welcome to our RecapPlus channel with me, Matthew. Today we will watch a recap movie called Lamb, released in 2021. This is a spoiler content video. So please turn on the subtitle and let's start the story. During a snowstorm, a group of horses is spooked by an enigmatic presence. Later, the same heavily panting figure enters a nearby barn, alerting the resident sheep. In the remote mountains of Iceland, a childless couple, Ingvar and Maria, lead an incredibly simplistic and tranquil life. Their days are spent tending to the sheep and cultivating the land to nurture vegetables for their modest family. Isolated from the rest of the world, they spend their days in each other's company, or diligently attending to household chores. One evening, as Maria marks their sheep to keep track of their count in the barn, she's pleased to see the numbers have improved since the previous year. However, Ingvar is disinterested in expanding their flock, as they lack any pressing financial needs. During a conversation about their work, Maria mentions that their troublesome tractor is acting up again, to which Ingvar suggests they repair it before the planting season. A peculiar occurrence unfolds as one of the sheep gives birth to a hybrid lamb with a body that's part sheep and part human. Recognizing the lamb's human-like traits, Maria takes her into the house, and they both become devoted caregivers. With no children of their own, they shower the lamb, whom they name Ada, with their affection. Ingvar even brings in a baby cart and places it in their bedroom, ensuring Ada can be with them at all times. Meanwhile, Ada's biological mother continues to call out to her, but they do not heed her pleas. As Maria treats Ada as her own child, Ingvar becomes increasingly saddened by their inability to have children of their own. He conceals his grief from Maria, not wanting to cause her any pain. While attempting to repair the tractor, his dog draws his attention to something strange in the field, but they cannot decipher what it is. Time passes, and Ada's mother keeps returning to their home, searching for her child, but Maria consistently sends her away, much to Ada's dismay. One morning, as Maria heads to the fields for work, and Ingvar looks after Ada, he inadvertently leaves the house door ajar when he goes to the shed. Upon their return, Maria inquires about Ada. Ingvar informs her that he put her to sleep before stepping out. As she checks on Ada, she discovers that she is missing from the bedroom. They search the house but cannot locate her. Maria becomes increasingly anxious, but Ingvar reassures her that he will find Ada. Their search in the vicinity proves fruitless. Upon returning home, Maria hears the sheep in the barn and rushes over to them, where she finds Ada sleeping beside her mother. They retrieve Ada from the sheep, protect her from the harsh cold, and return her to the house. The mother sheep follows them, but Maria again sends her away. Once inside, they put Ada to bed, finally breathing sighs of relief, knowing that their daughter was safe with them. As time passes, Ada becomes an integral part of their family, especially cherished by Maria, who cannot bear to be apart from her and spends a great deal of time with her. While sleeping at night, Maria has nightmares about the sheep, fearing that they might take Ada away from her. Anxious for Ada's safety, she devises a plan to deal with the perceived threat. Leaving Ingvar and Ada sleeping, she steps outside the house and shoots Ada's mother. Maria buries the sheep in the ground, unaware that Ingvar's brother Peder, who has recently arrived, has witnessed the entire event. As Peder spends the night in the barn, he observes a human-sheep hybrid, but dismisses it as a dream, as it quickly vanishes. The following morning, he wakes up and reunites with Ingvar, whose spirits are lifted by his return after a prolonged absence. Ingvar takes him outside and asks Maria to prepare breakfast for their guest. Sitting around the dining table, Ada, now grown up, appears at the door. Maria introduces her to Peder, who is perturbed by her presence but refrains from commenting. While Ada and Maria spend time together, and Ingvar paints the house, Peder returns to the house and observes them playing together. When Ingvar expresses his happiness about Ada, Peder voices his disapproval, but Ingvar dismisses his opinion, considering Ada the source of their joy. At night, as Maria brings Ada to say goodnight to him and Ingvar, Peder once again attempts to discuss keeping Ada, but Ingvar stops him, unwilling to broach the subject. He offers Peder a prolonged stay but restricts his interference in their personal matters. As Maria remains dissatisfied with Peder's attitude, she questions Ingvar about his brother's visit. However, Ingvar suspects that Peder might linger for a while, as he frequently seeks refuge from individuals to whom he owes money. The following morning, as they plant potatoes in the field, the dog watches over Ada, but she drives him away. During a break from work, Peder makes advances toward Maria, but she rebuffs him. Once again, he expresses concerns about bringing an animal into the home, but Maria pays little heed to his remarks, deeming him uninvolved in their family matters. The next morning, Ingvar awakens Peder to solicit his help in cleaning the shed. While sorting through the belongings, Peder stumbles upon his old drums and enthusiastically begins to play them, much to Ada's delight. However, Peder becomes exasperated with her and attempts to mimic her eating like a lamb. Ingvar intervenes and admonishes him for teasing Ada in such a manner. One night as they sleep, Peder takes Ada with him for a morning walk without informing anyone and contemplates shooting her. Yet, upon gazing into her innocent face, he changes his mind. Shortly after, Maria awakens and finds Ada missing from her cart. Anxious, she searches for her around the house but discovers her sleeping in Peder's arms, signifying his acceptance. Maria pays a visit to the cemetery, revealing that she and Ingvar had a daughter named Ada and named the lamb after her. While reading stories to Ada, Ingvar reflects on their deceased daughter and the profound sorrow that followed her loss. Maria consoles him. Peder grows closer to Ada and frequently takes her outside with him. Ingvar and Maria find solace and contentment in witnessing their bond strengthen. While fishing with Ada, Peder shares stories about his and Ingvar's childhood. During the journey back home, the tractor breaks down in the middle of the road. Unable to identify the problem, Peder abandons the tractor and walks home with Ada. After dinner, they watch a game together but become disheartened as their team loses. To lift their spirits, Maria plays an old music video of Peder. The mood changes, and they all start dancing to the beat. Amid their enjoyment and revelry, Ada leaves the house and encounters her biological father. She is shocked to see that she resembles him, not Maria or Ingvar. Back at the house, Ingvar becomes inebriated and falls to the floor. Peder helps him into bed, and Ada joins him. Ingvar falls asleep quickly, but Ada cannot shake the image of her biological father from her mind. Meanwhile, Peder returns to the kitchen and makes another attempt to woo Maria, but she rebuffs him. Frustrated by her lack of interest, Peder threatens to disclose to Ada that she killed her mother. Maria pretends to succumb to his pressure but instead locks him in a closet. Peder continues to call out and pound on the door, but Maria ignores his pleas to be released. The next morning, she wakes him up and instructs him to leave the house. As she drives him away, Ingvar awakens and searches for them around the house, while Ada assists him with breakfast. After dropping Peder off at the bus stop, Maria informs him that Ada is a gift to their family, helping them start anew. Despite her disappointment in his behavior, she provides him with money to cover his expenses and bids him farewell as he boards the bus to depart. Meanwhile, Ingvar takes Ada with him to repair the tractor and offers her guidance on how to find her way home if she ever becomes lost. Unable to resolve the tractor issue, they return home together. Maria joyfully drives back, confident they can finally live in peace with Ada. Upon their return, Maria searches for Ingvar and Ada but cannot find them around the house. Soon, she hears a gunshot and rushes to check on Ingvar, only to encounter the hybrid creature, which has already killed her dog. The creature shoots Ingvar in the neck, right in front of Ada. Ada lies next to her father, but he manages to grab her hand and pull her close, even though she is reluctant to leave him. With tears in her eyes, she watches as her biological father takes her away, and Ingvar can only look on in distress, unable to intervene. Soon, Maria discovers Ingvar in severely injured condition, cradling him in her arms, but he succumbs to his wounds. Maria grieves over her loss and closes her eyes in despair. The end. Thanks for watching.